Hi guys, Ethereal Awakening here, doing individual zodiac sign readings. This one is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Check your North Node. And those are all in your natal chart. You can Google free natal chart and pull up pretty much any of them are good. You do have to have the exact time of birth and the place of birth. If you don't know the exact time, don't guess at it. Just use noon. And that'll give you an idea about where the constellations were and the placement of the stars and the planets on the time of your birth. So then you'll know all those different placements in your chart. And then I'm going to jump right into these readings because about once a week for the past 3 weeks, I've had this anxious feeling. And the best way I described it in a previous video was it's kind of like when you're on the roller coaster and you're cresting that hill and you know that it would drop. But this roller coaster is like rocking back and forth right at that, and you don't know when you're going to go. And I've got that sensation today again. So let's jump right into these. Spirit, what messages do we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Gemini? Spirit, what messages do we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in the sign of Gemini? Just saw the Six of Rods. Victory is yours. And the Queen of Swords showing up. Spirit, what messages do we have? One more time. Over some burdens. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get in to see what's going on with Gem. First two cards are current energy. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. And the Five of Cups. Well, I saw the burdens. Now we know what the burdens are. And Two of Cups in the heart space, along with the Chariot. Nice balanced energy in the heart space. And possible outcome, the Four of Pentacles, along with Ace of Swords. This is learning your truth. This is, I think a lot of people hear that phrase, know your truth, speak your truth. But it's kind of like, what's my truth? Well, this is, when I look at this, in this heart space, this balanced, this is like, boom. There's 2 and 2 on both sides. I know the Chariot's not a 2, but you can see the balance in the Chariot. His horses have to be on the same page to pull the Chariot forward. The Two of Cups is, each one of us has masculine and feminine energy inside of us. Estrogen and testosterone. Each one of us has these qualities of both sexes within us, and it's the creative and the doing. One side has all the great ideas where the other one gets them done. So having that energy right there in your heart space, this is like recognizing your birthright. This is recognizing that you can hold on to, when you know and speak your truth, when you're coming, that's something that you don't let go of. The grip on the sword in the Ace, the grip on the Pentacles. So much so that you would balance part of it on your head. Again, this is this is for Geminis who have come through a reflection period, when you've spent time really going and mulling over the past, but that Seven of Pentacles is recognizing how that is manifested into your reality, all the situations that may have led you to the coulda, woulda, shouldas. When you're recognizing that your part in it may have just been being present. If your self-worth is at a level that, you think that that's all if it's all I'm worth is that, somebody can treat me crappy. It's not I love them. No, because loving someone does not give them permission to hurt. Loving yourself at a level that you wouldn't allow someone you love to hurt you. that walking away is the greatest act of love. It's one of the toughest acts of love. It's being able to say, I have self-worth enough that I will leave you to this behavior and figure it out. And then if we figure it out on a later date, we can always come back together. But right now, you're recognizing these, reflective. Both of them are looking into the past, reflecting into all the different people in our lives and how imbalanced those relationships might have been, because we got the 7 and the 5 in the current energy, but the heart is balanced. The heart is really looking at each, it's a self-abandonment process that we're doing when we allow ourselves to sit in situations that are hurtful. I'm speaking from experience. Reaching out to family members, friends, and people that are around us who can't even, find this self-love for themselves. And it comes from an understanding of who you are. I'm worth love. Love doesn't hurt. That was something I knew from very young, even though I knew that I was locked in some relationships that were very painful. In my adulthood, I still knew that love didn't hurt. It was this weird codependent energy that was making it okay for me to do that to myself. Self-abandonment. Your intuition, when you're honest, when you know your truth, you're able to cut through that foggy, but I love them. Love yourself enough to love them from afar while you both heal. The Sun card is underlying energy, or what you might not be aware of, with the 5 of rods and the 8 of rods. So this is like that recognition of, looking back on all the fighting and the arguing you've done with people that you really love and care about. This is not a testament to love, no, you didn't love them. But it is to a degree where you can only love someone outside of you to the level that you love yourself. So let's be honest here. Again, that is exactly what this is for. It's for some Geminis who are ready to hold on to some truths. Let's be honest here. If you can only love those outside of yourself to the degree that you love yourself, what do you tell yourself in your still small voice? That you're not worthy of love, that this is just the way things are, they're just that way, and allowing all these negative things to keep coming up in your life. Allowing the fighting to go on even though you know it doesn't feel good. Love doesn't hurt. So you're getting these intuitive nudgings, and every time you get an intuitive nudging, you need to get out of this, you need to walk away from this, and you ignore it, self-abandonment. But you're recognizing that I had to go through all that to recognize that that's what I'm doing. You'll go through it until you change it. You can't change things you don't recognize. So this is the recognition. This is the aha of, if I'm only loving this person to the degree I love myself, I need to start loving myself more so I can come from that genuine love that doesn't hurt position. Because when your self-love is lowered, it's only a facade of the amount of love you're giving anybody else. You can only give what you have. You're not pulling some, magical amount of love from more, people around you more than you have for yourself. So this is a opening up. This is definitely for some Geminis who are ready to come out of the dark. These cards are dark. You can see the darkness. Even in the 7, it's starting to get light. It's almost like you can see the sky is starting to lighten. And then you come over here into your heart space where you see the yellows and the oranges. And then the light blues and the yellows. Beautiful progression. But this is, my happiness is on the other side of the hurt and the fighting and the mourning. and a complete recognition that I've got to love myself so much that I won't put up with people treating me like that. And it has nothing to do with not loving them. It's just that you're not loving them to the degree you think you are. You're only loving them to the level you love yourself. And what you tell yourself in that still small voice inside your head, here's the wake-up call. That's the amount of love that you're expressing. And that's the reception. Whether or not you recognize it or not, I'm doing all these great things. You can only do to the degree that you have it for yourself. So, Gem, I hope this has helped, and I will see you next time.